LiberalViewer presents.
So when news broke that the U.S. Justice Department had used the Espionage Act to justify a search warrant against Fox News reporter James Rosen as part of the prosecution of a government official who leaked classified information, it seems Fox News finally discovered First Amendment limits on this very broadly written federal law against espionage, as you can see when Fox News anchor and lawyer Megyn Kelly brought on Fox News anchor and lawyer Lise Wheel, along with Fox News senior political analyst Brit Hume, to react to the breaking news like this.
They allege that this activity, which we call cultivating sources and reporting the news, was criminal.
And they suggested that that he had broken the law and that he was, in receiving this information, at the very least, this is quoting from the affidavit, either as an aider, abettor, and or co-conspirator of interest to the court. And the court signed off on this. But Lise, I mentioned before, it's so much easier in court to get the court to sign off on what you want.
Of course.
When there's no lawyer representing the other side.
There's no lawyer there representing the other side. And there's not just the First Amendment, Megyn. This is so troubling because there's a Privacy Protection Act that protects journalists for exactly this kind of thing. And the only exception is the probable cause exception if someone is actually involved in an ongoing crime. What was the crime here, Megyn? What was the crime? That he was receiving information? That was the crime? That's all they can come up with? And meanwhile, of course, no criminal charges have been levied. So, I mean, this is just so beyond troubling. It's just this coming right after the heels of the AP investigation, which we know that they did not go through DOJ procedure. They did not get subpoenas signed off on. They did not contact the AP. They did not contact the media source. They're supposed to negotiate with the media source, whether it's Fox News or AP. They've done none of that.
Right? That's all Megyn Kelly said when asked directly what James Rosen's crime was because he only received classified information? Now, the First Amendment most likely does protect James Rosen from actual prosecution under the Espionage Act just for receiving classified information to publish in the public interest, as I argued in my video asking if WikiLeaks was guilty of espionage under the same federal law. But back in 2010, here is what Megyn Kelly said about whether Julian Assange and WikiLeaks could be prosecuted just for receiving classified information to publish in the public interest under the Espionage Act.
We can't go after him for treason because he's not a United States citizen, owes no allegiance to the U.S. But I believe we can go after him for espionage. That statute is very broadly drafted. You basically have to gather, transmit, or receive defense information and have reason to believe that that information will be used to hurt America or help foreign countries. So you got him.
So when it comes to prosecuting WikiLeaks under the Espionage Act just for receiving classified information, Megyn Kelly's analysis is, we got him. But when it comes to applying that same analysis to Fox News reporter James Rosen just to show probable cause in a search warrant, it's an outrage. Now, though I have no love for James Rosen as the so-called reporter responsible for the awful obituary trashing Kurt Vonnegut that's sat on the top of my Fox News bias playlist for years, but I'm still troubled by the First Amendment implications of what the Department of Justice did to James Rosen. Which means I'm not a hypocrite, unlike the lawyer anchors on Fox News, I think, but I want to know what you think. Does Fox News' inconsistent analysis of the application of the Espionage Act to James Rosen and to WikiLeaks expose Fox News hypocrisy? And on the First Amendment question, does it violate freedom of the press to prosecute media outlets like Fox News or WikiLeaks for publishing classified information in the public interest?
YouTube, you decide.